All right, Panther fans, it's about damn time. I'm still smiling. I'm still laughing. In 1 week, though, this will all be forgotten. So we finally lose a game. And we lost in grand fashion. I mean, when you're gonna do something, do it right. That's what I always say. And boy, did we lose. Stu, how you doing this morning, bud?
How am I doing? I'm really disgusted watching Tampa Bay. I just lose respect for them. They're a great team and whatnot, but what they do to us and how they try to get under our skin, number one, their dirty play, the scrums, the ripping of helmets, the punches to the face. I mean, that's not a way to play hockey. I'm sorry.
Right. No, I hear you.
So it's not so bad that the Panthers lost. They were inevitable to lose. It's just, again, they had a great team, great talent. I mean, Kucherov taking a dive on Barkov.
Yeah, right.
That's disgusting. The referee's taking away an obvious goal, minimal, if contact, if any, just like proof.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I watched it all, but I could have just as soon turned it off.
Right.
It was a repeat of what they did last year to us in the playoffs.
Yeah.
This intimidation bullshit. We didn't back down and whatnot, but granted, we had 7 power plays. We only scored once.
Yeah, we only scored once.
They had 8 power plays.
Yeah, it was absurd.
A lot of their penalties were, chicken shit calls that they called.
Right.
But that's what they do against us. I guess that's what they figure, their game plan will be. Vasilevsky made, some great saves. Knight looked I'll be honest, he looked very weak. He looked very weak from the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so weird.
I know we hung him out to dry a couple of times, but it was a disgusting game. I'm kind of glad I didn't go, but
yeah.
When Marchment scored that goal, that beautiful tip, I'm like, here we go. But
yeah,
penalties, you can't.
No, you can't give
them. You can't give them as many power plays as they got. Not with Stamkos and Kucherov, and Kucherov's he's a POS. I'm sorry.
So look, the way I see it is, because they interviewed both coaches.
I'm sorry, this is not a victory, Segura.
No, it's okay. You're still allowed. So they interviewed both coaches during the game. And, Tampa was playing, they're playing to get their engine revving because they had that downslide and now they're kind of gearing up for the playoffs. And Brunette's talking about, well, it's a fun game. And I just told the guys, just have fun with it. And that kind of shows you, I think why we feel the way we did, because I kind of said the same thing in the recap last night. It's like, I'm not liking this. It's because if you want to play like that in the playoffs, when both teams are into it and ready to go, that's to be expected. It was just it just felt stupid yesterday. It's like, this game means nothing for us. And for Tampa, I guess, they're still playing for a possible 2 seed or, second in the division to have home ice. So it makes a little bit more sense for them to be playing hard. But it was like the preseason game when Achari got hurt, and then we're watching the highlights of Ovi getting hurt. So especially after that, I'm like, will you just get our damn guys off the ice? This is stupid.
It wasn't a fun game. I'm sorry, Andrew Burnett. It wasn't a fun game. It was a dirty game. The referees continually let Tampa get away with, again, just look at the scrums.
Right.
Gloves to the face, trying to rip off guys' helmets, double team. Look what happened with Hornquist, who ended up getting, I think he's the only one that got the penalty. Look at the 2 guys that mugged Marchment behind the net. 2 of them.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just love taps. they were violently going after him.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. I'm sorry. It's disgusting.
No, I get it. I get it.
They're a dirty team. And I take back what I said. Pat Maroon is a dirty player.
Well, did you see him at the end of the game?
With the slashing?
Yeah, I mean, he was literally winding up and just and the refs are just watching it, and that's the thing that did me in. I mean, and somebody else had done that along the boards just a few seconds earlier. And it's like it's not even about the hockey anymore with these guys. It's literally personal. That's how it feels. You know,
Absolutely. Sergachev, he's another one.
right? Well,
The
yeah,
happiest moment of the game for me
yeah,
was when Bennett just,
obliterated
punched
them.
him in the bloodied his fucking nose.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
illegal check, the cross check, or whatever it was, Giroux into the boards that
right,
could have injured him.
right,
I mean, they just have no respect.
right, right.
To
No,
me, hockey's a game of respect. And you wanna hurt a you wanna hit a player, but there are certain guys in this league, Tom Wilson, Brad Marchand,
right.
Maroon, Sergachev is another one. They'll take their liberties. Um, who else falls into that category? Ryan Reeves, maybe
Right. Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
Rangers.
On the Rangers, right? Yeah.
I mean, you got to have respect for your fellow player. I mean, yeah. So I wasn't happy. I mean, I knew the streak was eventually going to go. I actually thought we might win this game just based on the fact that, last home game, fan
Right.
appreciation game. We want to keep the streak going, yada yada
Right. Right.
yada. But
Right. I just think Tampa wanted it more,
yeah,
and in the end, they're still I guess they're trying to prove that, they're still good, which is fine. Nothing wrong with
that they're
that.
still the champs. It's
Right. Right.
national TV, and
Right.
you got
Right.
the upstart Panthers who have basically stolen the spotlight from them.
Look, that game means as much as the last couple of games we played against them at the end of the season last year. And that's my take there. The thing though for me was the and it worked out to be we may as well just have left Spencer Knight in. And I know that I complained earlier in the season. I'm being honest about that game when we left him in for 7-8 goals. But this situation here I found is a little bit different. Number one, because he's already been left in for that many goals. And number two, with Bobrovsky having played last night and everything being sewn up, and playing Tampa, a team that likes to get rough, it was a stupid move to put Bobrovsky back out there and risk him getting hurt and them running
Yeah.
over him.
But it would have been 9 goals, Eric, if Knight had
Oh,
stayed in there. He looked just.
I know. I mean, yeah, that's the only reason it was still a stupid move, but it's the only reason that even makes a little bit of sense. Because when he put the one in on himself, I think Burnett's hand was kind of forced. Like I said last night, there was no good call there, but
No coach wants to take a goalie out in the middle of a period, but
right.
I mean, Bob came up with a few good saves, but
And Knight went right to the dressing room too, so he must have been pretty damn upset.
of course,
They showed him shaking his head and walking right to the dressing room.
yeah, who the hell wants to get shellacked like that?
Right.
But
Right.
Kucherov's a piece of shit. I'm sorry. Sergachev's a piece of shit. Maroon's a piece of shit.
The Tampa Bay Lightning fans are unsubscribing as we speak.
I don't give a. You know what? Go F yourself. Who
Oh,
cares? This is a Florida Panthers fan channel.
Let's
I'm just telling it like it is.
go
If
to
you
go
guys,
Leafs
if you
go.
guys, you guys take off your fan blinders, you can see. There's replays. Thank God for replays. You'll see.
Right.
That hit on Giroux into the boards.
Right.
Possible injury coming out of that.
Right.
Unnecessary.
And that's just that's the word.
How about the Kucherov sticking his ass out to hit Marchman's knee?
Yeah,
Totally unnecessary.
No, and somebody in the comments for the recap yesterday said that he was a Lightning fan, but he said he was talking to some Panther fans who felt like that might not have been dirty. I was going by even the announcers, they asked Pucci, they said, do you think that would be dirty? And he's like, yeah, that would be considered, borderline.
Some would consider that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as blatant as sticking a knee out.
Right.
My opinion is definite intent to injure.
Right.
But
Marchand
Kucherov comes up as this tough player, but he's a pussy. You know, that in Barkov, you rarely see Barkov arguing with the refs.
Right.
To
Oh yeah,
whatever
the dive.
to whatever degree Barkov can raise his,
Yeah.
I don't want to say his voice, but Barkov doesn't usually. He just gets in the box. He usually doesn't. But I'm sure he pointed out that Kucherov at least embellished
Right.
that penalty.
He was
and
falling.
We know, what?
I was saying he was falling before Barkov's stick was even near his midsection.
Yeah, and he has a habit of doing that. Look at the love tap Duclair gave him last year in the playoffs.
Right.
That, oh, he got shot.
Right.
I better go down and stay down. And
right.
so they get a very important power play. So
well, what sucks out of that is that the referees don't recognize it and they just keep calling it. It's like they've got to know, right? The refs have been dealing with those kind of antics long enough. They got to know to watch out for that kind of thing.
Call embellishment.
But that's
Send
the thing. It's like,
hey, you might have gotten infracted. That's not
right.
a word. Interfered with, whatever, but hooked, whatever. But
yeah,
we also saw what you did.
Right.
So,
well, look, we got 3 left. By this time next week, we'll be either filming the playoff preview or getting ready to have hockey on Monday. I hope it's Tuesday. I don't care if they put Johansson in net the rest of the way. Bob can have a week off. I saw what I saw with Ovechkin last night. And who was it before the playoff? Wasn't it Tavares last year who got hurt before the playoffs?
I don't know.
When he got hit with the head injury, was that last year?
I don't know, but the Ovechkin injury.
Yeah.
I mean, Ovechkin's the Capitals. I'm really sorry that happened to him. He went into the boards pretty hard.
Yeah, he went in pretty
hard.
And
Ovechkin's is a tough mother. He doesn't stay down and wince in pain like that unless he's really hurt.
Right. No,
at first the announcer said it was collarbone.
That's not.
Maybe it was just the shoulder.
Right.
I don't know, but it didn't look good.
No. And have you heard anything at all? We had a question. Yeah, have you heard anything at all? What the hell Huberdeau or Burnett did to get kicked out of the game?
I'm sure they said some words to the refs.
Right.
Those particular words that they don't like.
Yeah.
We're going to speculate on what those words were. I could, but I'm not.
Right. Yeah.
Let's just say they probably weren't very complimentary.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll kind of sort of say, hey, that call was dog shit.
Right.
Or starts with a P and ends with a Y.
Yeah.
I mean, that the refs, I love a game when the refs call it fairly for both teams and basically stay out of the player's way.
Right.
When they have an influence on the game and call 15, 16, I don't even know how many penalties they ended up calling.
Right.
That affects the game.
No, there's no doubt.
I mean, we know Tampa has a deadly power play, and we know, it's either Stamkos or Kucherov for the one-timer on each side. It's difficult.
Right. Yeah, no, and look, I mean, the refs are kind of in a spot because what's interesting is they're trying to control the game by calling all the penalties, but they're not calling the penalties when they should be calling the penalties to control the game. They're letting the rough shit and the dirty shit go. And then for both teams, they're calling ticky tacky, like what, how's that, both ways. So
how does Hornquist get an instigator penalty on
that? Yeah.
The guy was being interfered with. I mean,
right.
That's probably the number one penalty that they get away with is the interferences and the cross checks.
Right.
You got to be consistent. Call them all.
Right.
And we got away with a couple of subtle slashings.
Yeah.
Call them all. I don't care.
Right.
If you're gonna call them.
Right.
You're going to affect the game by calling them anyway. I mean, what Tampa get? At least 2 power play goals?
At least. I stopped counting.
They got them at crucial times in the game.
There was a half a minute there. I was concerned they were going to be the ones to get 10 in our building. God help us. That would have been brutal. So,
and I'm sure your Tampa fans that are, on your channel that are watching this right now, you know, whatever comments you throw at me, I don't give a crap. I mean, I really hate Tampa. They're the team that I don't want to see in the playoffs. And it's
Right.
not because we can't beat them. It's because the type of game they play against us.
Right.
Look to hurt.
Right.
Look to intimidate. There's no place for it. I mean,
Well,
there is. I shouldn't say that.
The intimidating I get. We're losing you again. We're losing your tape up top on your camera. The intimidating, you know, if we're going to take the bait, they're going to keep putting it out there. But for me, it's the stuff, the non-called stuff, the cross checks to the back, a lot of late cross checks to the back. I mean, the guy plowed into Luosterainen, and the ref's just standing right there, was after the whistle and no call. And that's the kind of crap that it's just like you said, there's a line there where you start to lose respect for the player, you know, your fellow player. You know, the guy's relaxing after the whistle. You don't smash him in the back and send him flying to the ice with a cross check. And then, you know, if the refs
or into the boards like they did Giroux.
Right.
Notice, you know, a lot of those hits were on our star player. Marchment got mugged.
Right.
Lindell got hit. You know, he got crushed.
Yeah.
All of these are intended to hurt.
Right.
I don't care what the player wants to say. He can lie to everybody's face. That's the intention.
Right. So we're big Toronto fans now. Okay. We're big. Remember, I've been calling that for a month. Let Toronto take care of. Well, for a while, I was hoping Tampa was going to get the wild card and the Canes were going to take care of them. And now we have to rest our hopes on the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are the only team. Let's just say they haven't won around almost as long as we haven't won around. But yeah, go Leafs go, man. Right now, absolutely go Leafs go, because you're right. You know, and we've been saying it. I mean, the Tampa Florida series, even if we win the series in 7 games, who's going to be left standing on the ice? I mean, it's much less. It's becoming much less about the hockey. I just want to watch hockey. Like Panthers, Leafs. Hey, they beat us, we beat them, but it's hockey. It's fun. It's back and forth. It's hockey. This crap that goes on between the Lightning and Panthers is starting to not become about the hockey anymore. It's like we're going to fight, and oh, by the way, the puck is somewhere and somebody is doing something with it, you know?
Yeah, over the course of the season, I don't remember. I mean, granted, there were some games where there was some heated scrums after the whistle, whatever you want to call it, and intimidation game going on. But it's like, I just saw a repeat of what I saw last year in that first game.
Yeah.
In that first game, Tampa wanted to send a message like, you know, you cats are pussycats, and you know, we're the big bad champions, and we're going to just run all over you.
Right.
Yeah. Like I said, my favorite part of the game was seeing Sergachev. I sent you the picture.
Yeah.
Sergachev skate off with a bloody nose.
Yeah.
Bennett clocked him good.
Bennett
he clocked him good once when his helmet was on, and then once the helmet went off.
Yeah.
He got a good shot in there.
Yeah.
I don't know where my man Gudis wasn't. You know, I think at one point Maroon went after somebody, and I don't know if Gudis was on the ice. But if I'm Gudis, I'm saying screw this, screw the time in the box. I'm just going out and drop my gloves and just wail.
I don't think. I think because of our positioning with, you know, we got everything clinched up. Maybe, I mean, I think the feeling that I got from the players last night was the same kind of feeling that I had with the game. It's just kind of like, I don't think the Panthers wanted any of it. I don't think they anticipated. I think they were like, how about we just both like not kill each other? You got playoffs, we got playoffs. We're not even playing any. How about we, you know what I mean? And Tampa didn't want none of that. Tampa wanted to get physical, and it took us a while to figure out, geez, we got to do this tonight. Why this is stupid, you know? And, you know, couple that with Spencer Knight not exactly having a great night. But
maybe they're showing the rest of the team, this is how you beat the Panthers. They're pussies. They fold under. I mean, we don't, and we didn't. We stand up for our guys,
Right.
but
Look, if it was a playoff game, I'd feel differently. But I did not see what I would anticipate our playoff intensity level being in the big, you know what I mean? Especially in the beginning of the game. And then the goal that got called back, and look, 13 in a row. I'm good. I already told you I would rather lose this game than game 1, game 2 of the playoffs and have to regroup then at that point.
yeah.
Plus
No,
this,
I agree. I agree. I personally didn't think we were going to go 17-0. I thought there would be one game. I didn't
right.
think it would be Tampa, but it doesn't matter. The streak is over. Okay, the one good takeaway from yesterday was that Colorado got their ass handed to them.
Right.
Winnipeg beat them 4-1. So we're still in that same scenario.
Yeah.
Of
4 points.
We both got 3 games left. If the Panthers win 2 out of 3, we still finish 2 points ahead of Colorado.
Right. Right. Well, to me, I want to see Spencer Knight back out there tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And because actually somebody had commented on the video last night, and we've talked about this. Knight needs to play. Knight, when he has been given games in a row, that's when he plays well. He has struggled. We've talked about it. Young goaltenders being a backup, it's tough. That's why he sent him down to the AHL to get some games. So he comes in, and I'm not saying that's the only reason, but it does explain some of the reason why, every once in a while he has these games when he hasn't played in a while. And it just is what it is. That's what happens with young gogoaltenders, So
you're not in a groove.
No, and
I thought Bobrovsky did a fair job of, he made a few saves, but he also lets them in, and a lot of them, not a lot, but most of them weren't his fault. We just weren't clicking yesterday.
Right. Well, I think we went into the game, and it's just human, and there's not a complaint, but we've got everything clinched. We've got everything sewn up. So it's just like, how intense are we going to be? You know what I mean? And Tampa brought it, and we responded, but it wasn't like, they interviewed Brunette halfway through the game. It's like, we're having fun. I told the guys have fun with it. So
yeah,
Mike,
I don't know what fun you're seeing. I'm not seeing any fun.
This is not fun.
I'm seeing a lot of extracurricular activity.
Right.
That normally wouldn't happen. I'm talking about every scrum around Vasilevsky. They really try to intimidate us and send a message. Right. And I go back to that, that Hornquist thing where he gets an instigator penalty, and Marchment gets mugged by 2 guys and doesn't get called. So,
the Hornquist instigator, that really, all that went down. I was like, wait, how did they end up on the power play out of all that? That one didn't make any sense, but
that's really, that's my takeaway from yesterday. I now truly hope that we do not play them.
Yep.
Not because I fear losing to them. What I fear is somebody getting hurt that would not necessarily get hurt playing another team.
Right.
Tampa has a mean streak to them, and it's against us.
Yeah, they don't play that way.
We're the number 1 hated team, and you could obviously see, and they made a point of it on the broadcast. These teams really hate each other.
Yeah, no, it's personal now. It really is.
There's certain players on that team that, to me, Kucherov is public enemy number 1.
Right.
Pat Maroon's a close second, but there's other guys on that team. Sergachev, I've always said, is a dirty player. He gets away with a lot of stuff. I don't understand. They're making a valiant effort of calling these cross checks and slashes, and Sergachev gets away with it all the time. I'm really glad Bennett stuck it to him.
Yeah.
And then at the end, right? Chernak was the sure instigator on that. Chernak had his gloves off, and Lumberg didn't
Lumberg,
even
right?
have
Yeah,
his, so
right. Yeah, I forgot about that one too. And everybody just got who knows.
And then I love Chernak after they separated, and he's skating off to the locker room and he's pointing fingers, F you.
Yeah. I'm coming back for you.
So
right.
I would like nothing more. If it's Toronto, Tampa, I would like nothing more than Toronto to just destroy them.
Yep. Hey, Toronto Panthers would be a good fun series. We could play hockey.
I don't see them having the war that, the Lightning and
look, I mean, we watched the playoffs last year. We watched every game. You've seen the finals. I mean, Tampa was not playing that style against everybody else. You know what I mean? I mean, they obviously they won, but the dirty hits and the late hits and all of that is just special for Florida. And I get it, from their point of view, it's worked. And if it's worked and the refs haven't called it, they want to win a cup. So on one hand, I get it, but it just having it be yesterday when the game didn't freaking matter. That sucks. That's just stupid. I don't care about the loss. Fine, give me the loss. I was looking for a loss. I didn't want 17-0. So it's not about that. It's just, by contrast, the Panthers Leafs games are so good. You know what I mean? All the skill is on display. You know what I mean? The games are so good. And look, Toronto could win some games against us. You know what I mean? They have scored some goals. So this isn't about just, I think we could beat Toronto and Tampa would beat us. It's just, even if we win that series, like you said, man, somebody's going to get hurt,
That's what I worry about.
Right.
Even if we, beat Tampa, let's say in 6 games, there's a good possibility that somebody would come out of that hurt.
Right. Yeah.
We don't want to see that for either player.
Right. No, for either team. No, I know. And, so, all right. So we got 3 left. I want Knight against Boston. I want, screw it. Just put Spencer Knight out there the rest of the way. I want Bobrovsky on the beach with a masseuse, getting a massage, getting the suntan.
There's a home and home. There's a double there.
Yeah. So screw it. Spencer Knight, he didn't play last night very much. He can do the last time he did a back-to-back, he got a shutout the second of the back-to-back. He's young and he ain't going to be playing in a while either, because we ain't putting him out there in the playoffs, not after last night. So, yeah.
Well, he needs to make a save on Stamkos's one-timer. I'm sorry. I seen Bob stop Stamkos and Ovechkin with that 100-mile blast from that one-timer from the right circle. You just have to be in the right position.
Right.
Unfortunately, in that particular goal, he had his legs open and he beat him 5-0.
Beat him 5-0. Yep.
So,
no. Hey, look.
Let's just see if this is a wake-up call, because they have been kind of coasting the last few games.
Right.
They've been winning, finding ways to win.
Right.
There's not going to be the 3-on-3 overtime.
No.
So let's just throw that out the window. 5-on-5.
But look,
different animal.
The reality of it is that, and I hate to put it this way, but especially now, if Ovechkin's out and we play Washington, like you said at the beginning, you feel bad for Ovechkin and Washington fans, because that's just pretty much like us losing Ekblad last year. You know what I mean? Any chance Washington had against us, geez. But the point being there is that absolutely no excuses. This team should beat an Ovechkin-less Capitals 4-1 at worst. 4-1 at worst. Get our mental game in gear. You know what I mean? Regroup from this, because I don't know how much effort they're going to put in these next 3 games. Marchment could probably use a night off after, Lundell blocked that shot. Give him a night off. Give Hornquist the night off. Give some of these guys a night off, or 3 nights off. I don't care. And I'll care about the Art Ross. Huberdeau ain't winning it. He's too many points behind now. So we got a week. That's what we got. and then that's it. None of this matters. And then go Leafs go, man. Go Leafs go. That'll be my second. That'll be my second team. I'll get a little Toronto banner and put it right next to Fluffy and confuse everybody. Not even kidding
Yeah.
about that. And it'd be interesting to see if Tampa tries to play that rough and tough style, against Toronto with, because they're built kind of the same way with the Stars, high octane offense. So we'll see about that. But other than that, short and sweet this morning. You're good, Stu?
Yeah, I mean, like I
Yep.
said, there's certain days I wake up to do these things, and I like doing it. I'm usually in a really good mood. Even if we lose a game, I'm not like, but I'm feeling disgusted that, I mean, doesn't like the ref association watch the games and see what they're pulling off?
Right.
I mean,
right,
it's
right.
total intimidation tactics and it's total BS. I mean, do they really want somebody to get really hurt?
Right. No,
That's,
I'm with you. I'm with you
I
on
mean,
that.
that Giroux hit, he did hit his head on the boards, man. He could have been
Right. Yeah.
seriously injured.
Right. No, I know. But they've got to know what's going on. And sports is historically, that way. Right. I mean, like Michael Jordan and the traveling, right? The rules were different for him. He'd always get that extra step and nobody would say anything.
Same thing with LeBron.
Yeah.
LeBron gets away with traveling all the time.
Right.
So I think the only way to combat what Tampa tries to do is just to, have a guy like, I mean, great that Bennett stepped up. But that's a situation where, to hell with the instigator penalty, that's a situation where Gudis just has to go after Maroon and just wail on him.
Right. Well, the refs need to call it early. If the Panthers know that the refs are going to call that crap and they don't have to retaliate, then we can play hockey. But
right, but they don't. But they don't. And
Right.
that's exactly what Tampa wants. They want us
Right.
to fall into that trap of the
Right.
retaliatory, because that's where most of the penalties come from.
Right.
It's
Right.
not the
right.
initial, it's the retaliatory.
Right. So only way around that is to just not retaliate. That's really the only way around that is if the refs aren't going to call it, try that tactic.
Listen, Eric, the only way to combat that is for the Panthers to stick it to them on every power play.
Well, yeah, the 5-4
Just-
power play is
Just
not.
just get a goal every time that they pull that crap and they get called on it. Unfortunately, you get 7 power plays and only score 1. That's not good.
No. And a
good at
shorthanded
all.
against us. And
Yeah,
don't forget the shorty,
Let's just talk about that real quick. The 5 forward experiment,
right.
we are both against it. The talent is there, but here you had a situation where, somebody flubbed up at the blue line,
Right.
leaving Barkov all alone. And these guys were out there almost 2 minutes, which you and I both say they should be on a minute and then put the second line out there, because the second line actually has Montour quarterbacking the power play. Barkov was gassed. When do you see Barkov not getting back in time and
Right.
stick checking or, coming between, the
Right.
opposing player and the goalie? He just, he got beat, but can't take anything away from the, between the legs shot on.
Yeah. On night. Jeez.
I mean, that guy, Paul, scored 3 goals the whole year. It's not like you were playing,
Yeah. But,
Campos or Kucherov.
Right. Hey, sometimes
there's
those
nothing
guys.
there's nothing else to say about this game.
Yep.
Okay, the streak is over. That's all fine, well and due. They got 3 games left. I'd like to see us win at least 2 out of 3. Take the 4 points.
Right.
Takes us to 124. And then, like I said, even if Colorado wins their remaining 3 games, that's 6 points. They got Let's put it this way. When all is said and done, if we win 3 out of 4, we get 126. If they win, oh no, we got what?
We got 3
games.
Yeah,
3
yeah,
games
2 out of
left.
3. Yeah.
Okay, so we win 2 out of 3. That's 4 points. We finish with 124. If Colorado wins 3 games, that's 6
Right.
points. And they only finish with we beat them by 2 points.
Yeah.
And they don't have to go to the tiebreaker and blah blah blah.
Right.
Just win it out.
Right.
Again, it'd be nice to win the President's Cup, but
Yeah.
I just don't like seeing a game like we saw. I mean,
I know. I agree.
if Tampa beats us, 5-2, 5-3, and it's a fairly clean game.
Right.
And you don't have all the extracurricular stuff, and you don't have players looking to hurt other players. I mean, I didn't see any of the Panthers try and take Kucherov's head off or Stamkos's head off.
No,
They could easily do it.
Right.
The basic thing is they'll try it. They'll try a hit like that. They didn't call a penalty on Kucherov for his ass sticking out check.
Right.
And they didn't call I forget who it was, but they didn't call whoever you cross-checked or whatever Giroux into the, head first into the board. Those were let go.
Right.
So the refs got to be better. The refs got to be better on that.
Yep. Call that stuff and not this stupid ticky-tack garbage. So, all right. Anyway, we got 3 left. We're going to win the cup. We'll put that one in the rearview mirror. Today is Monday. We got hockey tomorrow. I will be there 1 hour before the game, not 2 hours like I was yesterday.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that when you told me.
Yesterday I looked, Google told me 6 o'clock. So I didn't look again, right? And then when I got on, there was a few people that were like, hey, Google's telling me 7 now. A few other people had seen it be 6 o'clock. So sure enough.
It usually is. I don't know why it wasn't, but it usually is. You know why it wasn't? Because the game was on national TV.
Right. Then when they switched it. So I went to the Panthers website, and on March 31st, there was a little press release. Hey, the game was changed from 6 to 7. But I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear Randy, Bill. I didn't hear anything about that. Usually there'll be a tweet or something, but I guess I just missed it. And so I did a 2-hour stream before the game last night. So I am done this morning. So
yeah, you had a lot of guys on there.
Yeah. By the end,
a couple of them were trying to goad me, like the Kenzie Weegar, that guy. Yeah. Oh, so can't go a video without pointing out. So the classic one for me was Mackenzie Weegar doing his best Keith Yandel belly flop early.
Yeah.
In that goal. I think that was was that the one between the legs?
I think it was between the legs. Yeah. I think that's the one.
Or was it? Silly. He looks silly.
No. That was the one that Knight put into himself.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Because Weegar went flat down, and then the puck went in, and then I saw Weegar look up like what? How did the puck get in?
I mean, you do a move like that, it's a 1 in 10 chance you stop them.
Right.
And obviously, we've seen players stop the play with that, but most times they're not.
I've seen Ekblad do that.
All the player has to do is have, 2 or 3 second patience.
Right. And just wait.
Till the player is on his belly and out of position, and then he just dishes it off.
Yeah.
Weegar looked foolish on that. And there was another goal where he was on the, he was on the ice for one of the goals.
Well,
it was the Braden Point. It was the Braden Point goal on the power play.
Yeah.
He was right in front of Point. All he had to do was knock him on his ass.
Well,
and granted, if you get an interference penalty, so be it. They probably wouldn't have called it at that point. So,
right.
All you have to do is look at videotape. You'll see what I'm talking about. And I don't care, what these guys are saying that I have it out for Weegar. No, I don't have it out for Weegar. But again, when he makes, bad plays, stupid plays like the ones that he did, They cost us two goals.
Right. Well, the
Play
first
us,
one, I mean,
those two goals are crucial.
Knight needs to glove that puck. I don't know what the hell he was doing with that last puck. The one where Uyghur was on his stomach. I mean, how do you put the puck between your own 5-hole? That takes some effort, right?
Knight was just
I mean,
weak. He was
yeah.
just he was weak. That's what I'm gonna call it.
Yeah.
He just didn't play like he has been playing. So
right. No.
and again, it'd be nice to get, the start of these games to get out with the lead.
Right.
All right. So we were down 2, whatever. Marchman ties it. Oh no, it was Marchman's goal. Marchman tied it.
Right.
He didn't go new life.
Yeah.
And then
we immediately let them get the one back. And then the one that I think we tied it again. And that's the one that got called back, I believe. Something. Yeah.
So I'd like to see us go back to the one defenseman. You want to have 4 forwards out there for the power play? All right, so be it.
Right.
But the 5 forward thing,
no,
I mean, you could just see Barkov was freaking gassed, man.
Yeah.
He just could not catch up with that guy. And Reinhardt must have been gassed because that guy, Paul, who put it between his legs and scored.
Right.
Had all day. He came in all alone. Nobody was on him.
No, I know.
Anyway, that's all I got. On to the next game.
Yep, exactly. All right, guys. We appreciate all the support. I will see you guys later tomorrow, 1 hour before the stream. Might have something come out before then as we're getting closer to the playoffs. But for now, we will see you guys in the next one.